Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel Top Notch Investors. We invest in our mind. So, I want to make a very simple and and spontaneous video. And today I would like to talk about artificial intelligence, AI, or in the simple words that I will use it as for in my next in the speech as a algorithm. So it's a morning, and I wanted. It is now a lot of snowstorm is happening here, and I'm doing this video here inside, but trying to be little bit spontaneous. So I have my coffee prepared, and maybe I save it with a little bit. So. So before we talk about before we talk about algorithm, I would like to mention I would like to talk about how we can overcome the algorithm and how it works, and in the last I would like to mention how is it. What kind of effect it has on our life, and positive or negative, and how it can affect us in the future. So I will try to. So here are some 3 points, 3 sections, and I will go into them just in a moment. But before that, I need to clearly to define all those things that are. That we should know before we start exploring these things. So we have first to understand how our subconscious mind is working. So just I will repeat those steps those things, because maybe you're watching my video first time and you don't want to go to all those back videos which include all those information. It might take too much time, but just to clearly to define how things work here. So basically we have our brain, and it consists of 2 parts. One part is conscious mind and another subconscious, but all those how it's physically they're made things. For example, when we get clever or we go study more, we get more intelligent, and we collect all our life experiences in our mind or in our brain. Our brain does not get bigger. It all the time inside inside it creates new connections, and we have in a certain way the similar structure as an algorithm. So our brain, our mind is very similar structure as algorithm. And it works in very similar patterns, and it consists actually of a physical electronic chip in very those words that it expands in inner, and all those connections get more different, and the network is overtwined with all those small connections which are very fragile. So we have already now the basics, and our mind is working in that way that it collects all those past experiences that we had in the past, and experienced, and all kinds of events and facts and all those things that we have experienced in our life, and using them it creates new patterns and new all kinds of ideas, concepts into actual things. So this is a process. constantly evolving, and that's why in the future we do not know where we're going to end and what kind who will become and how, but it works in those methods. And our brain has our mind has capability to imagine things, and we imagine things. That is another process when we take the certain we take the imagination works in that way that we project something into image of what we want, but the object we still don't see it, and we don't know how it looks, and so it's a process. Then all those things are involving. So let's go back to the algorithm and to talk about how it works. Because this is we have now basics. We know those simple things, and and we can actually think about the algorithm. So probably the most important thing, most interesting, that will be for you, for as a person, who encounters all those things in your daily life. It's here. The algorithm is here. Is everywhere. It affects all kinds of sections of our life. So we are here. And now we can use those things for our benefit. We can have some things that are negative, and we can use it for the benefit. So I would like to first begin with the benefits and to tell you how can you use the algorithm and overcome the algorithm. So the most very simple the most very simple step that will be that we have to feed the algorithm with new kinds with ideas and concepts and thoughts that does not have a pattern, but it has one thought. So that means that we constantly have to feed the algorithm with the one thought, but it has too many details, and details are very very different, and maybe it's a color, maybe the place, all those, but the thought has to be the same. So we constantly teach, implant into the algorithm idea, a thought, and all those things. We have some things already ready. Now it's the question in the time time frame, how we're going to feed the algorithm. It also has to be very the pattern has to be very unusual. If you feed for example the algorithm in a logical way. For example, you will count it from 1 to 10, and you will start to do all those things in a row, in logical way. That is, in a mathematical, in all those things, is not going to work. So what we need to do, we have to feed the algorithm with our imagination in very random patterns. The best probably we have three options. One is just to feed the algorithm in from 1 to 10, or in order. That is the worst one. The second, that will be the more appealing, to feed the algorithm to the information in reverse. So basically, you have that would be in the best example would be to feed the algorithm with information from in backwards. So we have to read. We have to read the book from the end in the opposite direction. It does not actually happen that you have to read all those opposite sentences, but the idea is that this is the idea. That is the most probably simple and how is it, not controversial, but even better method would be to feed the algorithm in a very unusual pattern. Maybe it's random, but the idea is the same. They constantly in the time frame we feed the algorithm in unusual pattern, either it's random or either in the reverse, and here how things go, and we have to combine this thing with a thought. The thought has to be all the time the same, but all the details that are all absolutely in very unusual pattern, and it constantly changes. So we have now the basics, and when you will start to do all those things, then you will actually what you will do is actually you will implant the idea to the algorithm that you have the same you have implant the thought into him, and now you have all kinds of different and different details about the thought, and all those details are here constantly changing, and it changes during the time. It's all the time it gets all kinds of unusual information. It's also it even gets at surprise, because once in a while you get information when it did not expect it, and now it's all those things that is happening. Algorithm is finally will start to create new patterns and new concepts, and all ideas and events and facts. And what is going to be that when all those things are ready, and just like in our mind, all those positive things are here, and all the necessary things are already here. It finally will start ignite. It will start ignite its imagination of AI, of algorithm is going to ignite, and it will lead to some kind of again a path and the road, and it will create some kind of foundation, and already will create all kinds of the plan itself, or the basis for things already to evolve until the next goal. So it is very basic thing. The most simple thing how to overcome the algorithm is to feed it in a very in very unusual patterns in time frame, and with feed it with the idea that is all the time the same. It's only one idea, but everything is overtwined with all the details and all the good information, all the beautiful things that is surround all that idea. So now we have covered all those some very basic principle how to do this thing, and how to really to use the algorithm to your advantage. So please try it and see it how if it can work for you. And next I would like to talk about what kind of positive and negative things it brings into our life. And obviously the next one will be for more extreme, and if we should be scared of the algorithm. So let's go back to the positive and negatives, and and the most positive things that we actually want is that to use that we use the benefits of algorithm, and the algorithm brings us a lot of benefits in our daily life. It's get things to do very productive and efficient, and we get to do brings in all kinds of benefit, which is all kinds of new models of maybe uh, of products, and production is flowing really in a good way, in a, efficiently, and all the supply chains are working perfectly. So it's a good thing that we have to use it, and it's really good thing to as a human. But the thing is, it has a negative impact in our life, and it actually, because it's so the actual thing is substance, or that thing that is here in the in the computer is works in similar ways as our mind, particularly as a subconscious mind. It actually affects also us, and it affects our human interactions, how we interact with each other, and how we, if we can have more friends, or how we meet new people, and how we interact with our coworkers, and all those things are really affected in negative way. And because in the real life we are completely like beaten down in the terms of communication, and because it looks like in the real life it's not safe to communicate with people, and for a moment we are beaten down in those levels that our communication is at the worst stage. But it's not also not a bad thing, because we are humans, and we are learning new patterns and all those things. So will take time for us to adjust, and until we adjust to the correct path and correct road, because it's a very huge disturbance by by the algorithm. And what happens, because we have that capability as a society to change the pattern, so it will take a little bit a while until we adjust to the algorithm, and all those things will become normal. And when all those things will be aligned and normal, algorithm will do another next thing, and disrupt everything again. So we'll be confused for some time, and we'll need some time to adjust. So it's all the time the things happening in emotion. It's very random, but the idea is the same, and we're moving to a similar direction, and we get some obstacles and barriers and disruptions. But we are human. We know how to adjust all those things. So we will get back to a specific path where we are destined. Now, the next topic that will be if we should really be scared and feared of algorithm and all those things. So the best example that would be to compare. Just look back at our history. For example, in the 15th or 16th century, or in those Middle Ages, then when all we learned it was very also. People were scared of many things because we were not educated, and they're burning some people on the fire, and making torture them, and they torture all those people who are more educated, who have learned something, and they try to bring to tell that, hey, it's not working in that way. You should not be worried about this chemical element or this chemical element, and all those all those things. So here is the connection today. If you want to not be scared of the algorithm, you have to study. You have to study the not the algorithm itself, but you need to go back to the past events and see, because all those things are already studied and scientifically proven. So you need to go back and just study the similar object that is something very similar to the algorithm, and it's actually the similar thing is our mind. So we need to work on that and to find out all those informations about how our mind is working, how it's constructed, and how it operates in how the thought is working, how we imagine things, how we ignite all the things, and how things start to move into our projected image. But the end goal is not going to be exactly the same that what we have dreamed, and it's going to be very similar, and we will be more happy with the whole process rather than achieving the goal. So it works. So when you know this thing, you know now how the mind is working. It is exactly exactly the same concept of the algorithm. So when you know the fact, you can understand that all your fears and all those negative minds and being afraid of the algorithm, we are not for the reason. So please be not scared and absolutely put yourself in a safe mode and clear all the fears, and because now you know all the information, and you can actually be very safe. So finally we have did another very interesting thing. We have cleared the negative mind, and instead of it we have replaced it with a positive information, positive fact, and positive thought, and so with something positive that can keep our thought moving forward. So the another, probably the last topic for all those things that I have said, if really algorithm can make us a danger, or put us in a absolutely dangerous position. And now I will bring you the answer. Just imagine algorithm. What algorithm does? It brings us something positive. It brings us benefit, but it wants something of us, and it wants something to take something of us, because they give you something good, and you have to give something back. So we have to give up some of the things. So in those terms, what we do is we feed the algorithm with our imagination, and now algorithm is working, and what it does is it uses for our imagination to start ignite all those things, and to start us move to the destination. And this algorithm also implants us the thought, and instead of in exchange we give them they take the benefits, and the algorithm for his work, he takes our imagination and uses that imagination, collects from all of us in our imagination, and now it starts to use all that imagination that we have collected from the society, and starts to move things, starts to ignite, and dreams about the goal or the destiny, and where it wants to be. And now it's very couple of facts are missing, because couple elements are missing for the algorithm, which we have to solve. And sometimes maybe the goal and this destination will be so big, and so not so reasonable, and it's that and the capabilities of all those things that are collected in one place as all the imaginations, they don't have such a capability to achieve that goal. So that's why that is why we cannot reach the goal that we set because it's so big that it does not match our capabilities that we have collected, and it's struggling. So the objective is too big and capabilities are too small, and we cannot end at that destination, but we are going somewhere. And here is the one obstacle that algorithm is encountering, that constantly we cannot end up where we want, because we don't know where we want to be, but if it's the really the good path for it's a really good place for us to be there, because we don't know where we want to us. Maybe it's too big and to the place where we want to be is not so good, will not be really good for us, but we cannot achieve that place because our capabilities are not that big to achieve that place, to achieve our destiny. So that is why we should not be worried, and we will have if we want to keep moving, we will have to adjust the destination, and that it matches our capabilities, and we will start ignition, and we'll start to move, and maybe we'll get that result. Will not be much happy, but the process will still be good, and we'll have fun during our journey. And another thing what is missing, that algorithm needs to collect, to intertwine all that imagination with all those positive things, and maybe they miss that element and is still struggling. So it still has some struggles. So I thought you have understood what I wanted to say, and I might try to stop it here, and because I spoke quite a lot, and all those ideas, just what I wanted to say was effortlessly I effortlessly send them out, and here we go. I have still my cup of coffee, and time is flying, and I go see the things around. So thank you very much for being with me, and see you in the next video.